What they did to this statue is wrong.
Pascal.
This is an unfortunate situation. Oakland police are investigating into the smashed statue of Breonna Taylor. So police are investigating what appears to be an act of vandalism after a statue of Breonna Taylor erected to her honor in her memory was smashed in Oakland, California. The Oakland Police Department said late on Monday it was looking into the incident, although it had not identified any suspects or motives. The statue was found smashed on Saturday, about 2 weeks after it was installed. So it was only there for 2 weeks, y'all. And the damn thing got destroyed. Leo Carson, the artist who created the bust, said he considered the smashing of Taylor's statue an act of racist aggression aimed at suppressing the fight for black freedom. The ceramic bust, I want to say that out loud real quick. It's an important detail. The ceramic bust depicts a smiling Taylor and was installed in downtown Oakland near City Hall. On its base is a plaque that reads, "Say her name, Breonna Taylor." I'm going to show you guys a quick video of the of what it looks like right now.
I'm really, really sad. It was such an out of the blue thing when this appeared.
See that? This is what they did. That's what they did to Breonna Taylor's
a couple
bust.
Of weeks ago, I think, and I live in this building, and I was very pleased, and I contacted my city council rep to make sure it was preserved, and I also contacted Oakland Side, the local East Bay, local Oakland News Weekly.
Crazy, right? One thing, see now, look at that, bang. They destroyed that thing. Y'all, look at that. They destroyed that thing. That is destroyed.
It's non-repairable.
That's not, I mean, nah, that's beyond, that's totaled. You know what I'm saying? If it was a car, this car's totaled. They're going to have to start from all over again. They're going to have to start from scratch. It's really tragic. Real talk. I mean, just looking at, I mean, you know, it's a small little statue right there in Oakland. One thing I wanted to point out though, real quick, let me get myself out of the shot here. But see how her colored hair, I know this is random thought, but she sprayed her dog with the same color just so they match. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point that out. Random piece of information, but you know, I guess you got to coordinate even with your dogs. But anyway, you know, it is a tragic series of events in my personal opinion. I'm going to throw it around the room. There's some real quick before I throw it around the room. There has been a lot of people that have commentated on this event, on this thing that happened. I do agree that this is an act of racist aggression. I really do believe it's that. No matter which way you look at it, doesn't matter if you're blue or red, Democrat or Republican, far left or far right, this was wrong. Period. Think about it. You just put yourself in Breonna Taylor's family's shoes or the artist's shoes. And you create something, you put in all your time and effort into it. The city agrees to put your hard work or a representation of somebody you love up as a statue that would be, you know, honored. And then one day, 2 weeks later, you walk by it and it is absolutely destroyed. I mean, put that in your mind for 2 seconds. Forget everything else. Forget what you think she stood for or what Breonna Taylor's image and name is standing for and all that stuff. Take all that stuff out the way. And this is your friend or your family member, someone you loved, and they're honoring that person. and then you walk over there one day and it's destroyed, you'd feel some type of way too. Regardless of the symbolism or anything of that sort, you'd feel some type of way. Guys, what are your thoughts on this?
First off, yeah, being ceramic is, that's just like testing, what people will do because it's breakable. There is a GoFundMe that's been put up that Leo Carson, he's I guess that's the sculptor. And he has started a GoFundMe that says the sculpture of Breonna Taylor installed at Latham Square in downtown Oakland 2 weeks ago has been vandalized and smashed. After spending months creating this artwork, it was incredible to see the community and neighbors taking photos and enjoying it. Now I am devastated and enraged to see it in pieces. This was an act of racist aggression, and we need to show them we will not stand for it. Several people have reached out asking how they can help with the repairs. The best way to prevent further damage would be rebuild her in bronze. As an unemployed server, this isn't something I can afford to do on my own. The bronze casting process will take months to complete, and the base will also have to be reconstructed to support the additional weight. Any funds over the cost of rebuilding will be donated to Breonna Taylor's family. Thank you so much. So he's set a goal of raising $5,000 and has so far raised $14,021.
Word.
So it will be replaced, which is the good thing. I imagine there's, where's the video footage? If it's down in downtown, it's near this area. Where's the video footage so far of showing the people who did it?
Right.
Was it a group of young kids? Was it a thing where somebody pulled up, ran out of a car or something like that, and didn't and jumped back in? Was it a drunk guy walking down the street? Like, what was the basis of why this happened? Obviously, putting there's a big divide amongst this case and surrounding her. And, obviously there's a group of people that, don't want to see her, have a memorial put up. They don't want to see they don't think any news should be around it. They think that the police did everything correctly and that there was no injustice here. So, there's going to be people that are always going to go out and try to vandalize it. If it's bronze, spray paint, might be the worst you could do. You could knock it over maybe. But being ceramic, it was just kind of I don't know. That was just the gesture that he did for making it was a good intent. But what materials he used, I guess that's all that he had available. Saying that he is unemployed, it just was a poor choice of a medium, I guess.
Yep.
To use for this sculpture, because if someone's going to go out there and I think that this would have happened, not as soon as it did, but 2 weeks, man, that's rough.
Yeah. T, what are your thoughts?
It's a mixed bag of emotions, really. I don't get the outrage against her. I don't see why is she a villain. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why is she a villain? I don't understand. What did she do to make her a villain? She was in her home, minding her business, having an evening with her boyfriend, and something happened tragically to her and her boyfriend, and she was killed.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to do with politics. It's nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. It's just someone in their home watching a movie, to hear a disturbance. Somebody who was legally licensed to carry a gun, the boyfriend, to a community, speak up, defended himself in his home. So don't be biased about this. Kyle Rittenhouse is a hero, right? He wasn't even legally licensed to carry a gun, but she's a villain. Yep. Come on, man. That bothers me. Like when you choose your biases publicly and put it out there as being truth, then you're the problem with America. You are, because she was home, watching the movie. It heard disturbance. She got out of her bed. She was killed, unfortunately.
Word.
He got his gun in self-defense. We don't know if he heard a knock or not. The TV was loud. They were watching the movie. The neighbors said something. The cop said something. We all have different stories. But at the end of the day, that she's dead. She is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to dirty her name up? You know, she was a former, nurse or I guess
EMT.
EMT.
Yeah.
No, then she was a hospital technician. Okay, she's a first responder, or she worked in a service where she gave her life and dedication to people to help them, and she was killed. But that's besides the fact that what she did as a living. The fact is this, that she had the right to defend herself and her boyfriend from whatever tyranny they thought were outside that door. Period.
Right.
Period. The cops had no body cam footage. They treated the crime scene like she was a terrorist. It was a botched raid. Yeah, everything was misconstrued. The guy they were looking for wasn't there, and he was also already in custody already. So like a lot of things were wrong that night, but I don't get why they're blaming a victim for being shot. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that's crazy. She didn't go outside with a gun, threatening cops. She was shot without even knowing what was happening at that moment.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I don't appreciate people trying to assassinate her character. So she's already dead. You're trying to kill her again. Like that's despicable. That's despicable.
It's funny to me because this is not a situation where it was like a Jacob Blake situation. This was not her being aggressive with anybody. She did not have a gun in her hand. She was hit with bullets. She's not the one who had a gun in her hand shooting at the police. Regardless if they were doing any type of deep dive of investigation into her quote unquote criminal activity, does not take out the fact that this was a woman that was unarmed, that was riddled by bullets, killed by getting riddled by bullets. And it's a terrible act. It was a terrible moment. And yes, we should be saying her name because it was a terrible thing. Regardless if there was a no-knock warrant or if they had the right to do what they did, all that stuff, cut all that stuff out. That is still a human being that was being under investigation for something that she had not been found guilty for at all. She had not been brought in to court, tried by a jury of her peers, and sentenced. None of that stuff happened. None of that happened. This was a woman that woke up to loud banging on her door. She walked out into the hallway and got riddled by bullets. She died in a terrible, horrific way. And there are people out here that want to honor her by making a statue. Yes, I agree with what Jack said. Ceramic, not the greatest choice of material if you're going to put that out into the public, because it doesn't matter. It could be a bust of Vincent van Gogh, and somebody going to be stupid. And it was made out of ceramic. Somebody going to be stupid enough to try to cut the other ear off. Real talk. So that's where it was wrong. The material that they used was wrong. But whoever should be, we're in an age, we're in an age where we're not respecting art. We're not respecting anything. Public statues and whatnot. We're not doing any of those things. We're tearing things down. We're vandalizing things. Even the statues that I feel shouldn't even be vandalized are being vandalized as well. You know what I'm saying? Like a statue of George Washington, a statue of Abraham Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Things are getting destroyed and vandalized left and right. Period. There are some jackasses out here that are doing stupid stuff. So when something like this happens, still makes you angry. And it makes it seem like no one's going to respect nothing anymore. I swear to God, it could be a bust of Mickey Mouse, and they're going to chop those ears off. If it is material that is easily removable, easily destroyed, destructible. What is that even a word? Destructible? I don't know.
Destroyable?
Destroyable?
Destructible.
Destructible.
Indestructible and destructible.
Okay, destructible. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So something like this, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you stand. If you were the person that loved that person that they made a statue out of in their honor, and you walked up and saw that their statue had been destroyed, how would that make you feel? Cut out all the BS, y'all, and just think about it for a second. Breonna Taylor was a human being. She was loved by people. She had family and friends that loved her. If this was a John Smith or Michael, I can't even use any of the, you know what I'm saying? Could be a JoJo Brown, whatever. And that person you loved and cared for, and that bust was destroyed, how would that make you feel? Cut out all the political crap, y'all. Everybody wants to politicize stuff. It's something called good and bad, right or wrong. Still, no matter what, that is not right. That was a woman that got riddled by bullets. She didn't do anything. This would be a different story, like I said, if this was Jacob Blake. A Jacob Blake's situation where she was retaliating. She had a knife in her hand. She was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. She was running into her car. She was running to the back of the house trying to get her own piece so she could start going blap, 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 start blasting. She didn't do any of that stuff. She didn't do any of that stuff, y'all. And I still don't understand why people can't wrap their minds around that situation and how this has become such a polarizing discussion, and it shouldn't be. What they did to this statue is wrong. And I've seen a lot of other commentators say some stuff where they're like, I don't give a damn. I don't care. What? I feel like, I guess I keep on bringing it down to a human condition, down to the heart. And if that was my daughter, or that was the person that was the love of my life, and they wanted to put up a statue in her honor, and then 2 weeks later it gets destroyed, my heart would be broken, period. And I feel like every single person out here that's watching this and listening to this right now would feel the exact same damn way.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.